Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Murat. Now, I'm not just going to be playing in the Murat. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I won't just be playing in the Morat, I'll be playing in the whole line, starting at tier... Oh, my chocolate just broke. Bruh, I hate that. Like, they have, like, the points where you're supposed to break it, but it's split. Alright, well, I got some chocolate. I'm hungry. So, I got some Hershey's caramel chocolate, but... I think the line starts at tier 7, right? Uh-huh. Alright. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to showcase the whole line. We're going to start at tier 7, the AMX 13M24. Then we're going to go to the tier 8, tier 9, and then tier 10. So, let me equip the tier 9 really quickly. Om nom nom. Watching you on a TV. Very, very nice. Bro's gonna have sticky keys? Nah. Nom, nom, nom. Alright, that's properly equipped. Let's do this. And then we have to change this here. Okay. Just do this in a video? Nah. Gotta eat my chocolate. Oh yeah, let's see. Oh. There's not much left, huh? BZ176 already sold out, so I guess the only tank left is the Stridsvon. I like the Stridsvon personally. There's still quite a bit of auctions to go. Maybe not. Not that much. Nah, there's still quite a bit. E6 was 13,000 gold. 452k. I mean, honestly, a lot of people have been saying Wargaming is kind of like scamming people, but I think these prices are pretty good. Personally. I think all these prices are pretty good. 13.5 for an E6 is great. 17.5 for one of the most overpowered tier 9s is pretty good. Vipera, that's fine. 452k, that's a good deal. Super Conk, that was not a great one. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I think it sold out before it could get lower. What else do we have? Comfans Row 7. That's a really good deal for the price tag. Wow, the Caro didn't sell out. You can see it says sold out and deal over. So we can see that some of these tanks did not sell out, right? Did these all not sell out? That shows you that Wargaming is not doing great right now. I mean, the fact that they didn't sell any of these out, because the Soul Eater sold out, yeah. But the fact that they didn't sell out the Caro, K91, 777, Sharfie Chair 4, it shows it. Look, there were still 240 777s remaining. What the heck? 200 AMX Protos. I mean, basically, Wargaming utterly failed, bruh. Some of these had a lot left and just utter failures. Some of them sold out, but the fact that over half of them haven't is pretty sad, bruh. Alright, we're good. Let me have my drink. A Phase 1 needs reserve track. Ah, that's... Iced tea just blew up in my face. Alright. We're good. All done. Let's equip the Louise We'll start at tier 7, move our way to tier 10, and I'll let you guys know everything about it. This camo needs to go. This camo's hideous. Let's put on this one. Invader. Wargaming finally listened to me. I don't know if they listened to me, but I kept complaining that they've had, like, the worst camos available for a while. And, looks like they finally gave us better camos. Okay, the Murat has a good camo, and this camo is fine. Alright, so let me put on Cali. What exactly is the AMX-13M24? This is it's a pretty fun vehicle, actually. It's one of the better Tier 7 tech trees. Normally, Tier 7 tech tree tanks are pretty mediocre, but this one's pretty good. It has 2 different auto-loading guns. This gun is pretty pointless, so don't use it, but the top gun does 220 damage. It has a 2-shot clip, so it does 440 in a matter of 3 seconds. Its standard pen is meh, 170, but it has 250 millimeters of APCR, meaning that you're going to cut through most enemy armor. Not only that, it has decent DPM at 1800, its dispersion is good, its aiming time is alright, and the tank is fairly mobile, reaching a top speed of 57. What a lot of people get confused about this tank is that they think it has bad armor because it is it's a low-tier light tank looking profile. It's an AMX. A lot of people probably think, oh, AMX series tanks are super lightly armored. But this tank actually has really troll armor. The turret and hull get bounces that you would not expect, which is really nice. Also just blown my nose. Jupiter is tough on the E100. I don't like the Jupiter camo at all, personally. People spend all their gold on the Pog Globes. It's possible. Honestly, I don't doubt it, but I still can't believe the Caro didn't sell out. And the 777 said like 240 remaining. Does that mean only like 10 777s were sold? I can't believe that. There's something wrong with that math there, Wargaming. Alright. Here we go. It's 9 a.m. here in Wisconsin. I bounced a bat chat, HE, and a grill. What does that mean? You mean you shot HE at the bat chat and it didn't pen? You had to have, like, hit the gun. Alright, let's climb up this hill and just go. Okay, we're good. This tank is not the fastest, right? It does go 57 at top speed, but its power-to-weight ratio, as we can see, is nothing spectacular. It's really not that fast of a tank. So we get 1 shell into the enemy. Let's reload our clip. It's a very quick clip reload because it's only 2 shots. So we only have to wait like 10-ish seconds to get those shells back, which is obviously very nice. Move the AMX over here. They have some tank destroyers. Oh, there you go. I got the KV-2. There's a 230 and... boom, another 250. And just like that, we took off half the KV-2. It's such a good example of this vehicle's damage output. It's actually quite nice. That spawn sucks. Yeah, we got the bad spawn, unfortunately. Let's see if that KV-2 tries poking again. This bush right here should actually give me the ability to poke. There you go, 275. Aw, that shell went really high. AMX 1375 versus M24, which one is better? They're kind of different. This is more of a medium playstyle, where the 1375 is more of a light tank. I mean, it's a full-on light tank. So, I would say if you want to flank more, you want to use more DPM and, get behind your opponents, then the 1375 is probably better. But in terms of holding potential and doing your role as a medium, this tank's going to be better. I really like the design of this vehicle, though. I think it looks frickin' sick. Well, there's the KV-2. That player's dead. I know they have tanks on this hill. I'm just waiting for them to get spotted. That's really all I'm doing right now. Our team is refusing to spot the hill. Oh, there you go. Got the Hellcat. There's a 246, and that player's dead. Got the Smasher, got the T-29. Alright, let's head down, because I don't know if I'm going to get any damage. I thought that most of their heavies would be sitting on the hill, but I guess not. Okay. We got the Chiri. Wow, that shell did not go where I wanted it to. What's a good deal for the MLE? Any tier 10, 17.5 is normal, so if it's less than 17,500 gold, it's a decent deal. Alright, let's see. Jump down here. And I'm spotted. From what? I mean, it has to have been the SU-152 that spotted me, but I just don't understand. Oh, got the T-29 here. Now remember, I said this thing is really, really good premium pen, so you can quite reliably cut through enemy armor, and there you go. My whole team's basically camping, so just spotting for my team is going to help them out a lot. Let's see. We got the Smasher over here, and I don't think the Smasher has the gun depression to reliably hit me. So there's one pen. Okay, never mind. The Smasher does, and hits me with a non-penning shell for 490 damage. Did I read that? Or was it 460? Either way, that's still really stupid. You should not be able to deal that much damage for a non-penning high-explosive shell on a tank's gun mantlet, bruh. That's so lame. Either way, we got the Chiri over here, and... Ah, okay, so let me get this correct. Smasher rolls me for all of my health, and in return, I can't hit the Smasher for, like... Or the Chiri with the high explosive for 17 damage. That's pretty sad. Alright, well, we have the Smasher right here. There you go. There's one shell. And 2 shells. Nice 235. And now we back up. But we can see this is a really fun tank. The damage output is great. The mobility is very nice. And I don't really have anything to complain about with this vehicle. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Another HE. Oh, no, that was actually an AP shell. I can't believe that player hit that. It doesn't really matter. We should still win. Just kind of lame. Yeah, there you go. I kind of messed up my first shot there. I'm sacrificing my sleep schedule for Droodles. Yes. You will sacrifice for me. Ha, 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 ha. Alright. Well, not a bad game. Second on the team. 13,000 credits earned. It's pretty sad we probably wouldn't have really earned any credits that game if we hadn't have won. Okay. Which tank is better, the Jagdpanzer E100 or the Grill 15? I would probably say the Grill, because the Jag seriously just can't do stuff. It's just... The Jag sacrifices so much for the Alpha. Wow, guys, I love playing in Tier 7 and going up against 2 Annihilators and a Smasher. The sad part is, none of those players are good at the game. I guarantee that they're rocking a whopping 50% at max. How you doing, Trigger? Happy? You poob. Alright, let's move over here to this overlook. See what we can spot. Maybe somebody crossing, get some early game damage. Let's see. It's also not a bad position to poke over here. I'm going to be playing passive today. We're going to be playing very passive. Even if I lose games, I'm going to be doing more of like a Peter KekW playstyle, because I'm just sick of being the person who gets punished to try and help my team every single game. My team can get punished once in a while. Nobody's been spotted so far. I would have guessed that they're going this way, but our Tiger hasn't spotted anything. Ah, there it is. Oh, good job, Leo. That's what happens. What medium should I get in the auction? Got 907. You already have the 907, you mean? The 907 is a very fun tank, and I consider it to be one of the best tier 10 mediums in the game. There's really not... I mean, the T22 I think already sold, so I can't really say that. Let's aim it on the WZ. Okay, there's a nice 224. Boom. There you go, another nice 202. That's 426 damage. That's what's great about this thing. You just deal a lot of damage, right? I mean, you have good damage output. So let's back up here. There's the M4FL10. Our Cryos is probably dead. There's one shell to the Smasher, though, at least. Okay, well, let's say goodbye to our Cryos. Our team is not very good. Alright, let's aim it on the WZ. Okay. This gun, I will say, it's mid. It's really mid. I mean, those shots should not have missed. I'm sorry. There's the Jagdpanzer. There's one shell, 205. Two shells. Okay, good. That player's gone. Hellcat rolls me for 300 with a 240 alpha. That's bogus, bro. That's absolutely bogus. Alright, let's move up. We got the WZ up here. See if we can get some damage into this player. There's a nice 250 high explosive. And another shell. I mean, it was never going to be a win. 2 Annihilators and a Smasher. Like, what did Wargaming legit expect from me? Like, I don't know. Let's aim it on the Smasher. There's a 201. Not able to get another shell, but at least it's some damage, right? Smasher kills my teammate. Yeah, what a shocker, guys. What a shocker. Alright, let's move over here. And let's aim it on the Smasher. Bonk. There you go. 229. And bonk. There you go. Let's just see if we can bait a shell. Oh, okay, he hits that. It makes sense, right? It makes sense the Smasher would hit that, right, guys? Oh, yeah. 100%. Oh, there's 328. And there's 294. I did pretty good, to be fair. I mean, there's not much more I could have done in this game. 2,700 damage. I think I also got a slight fire, so I probably did over 2,900. Kampfpanzer 70, best collector medium. I don't agree. I think the T-22 is better than the Kampfpanzer. Wow, what a great team, guys. 400 damage was the next highest. Ooh, boy. Wow. As I said, there's your answer. I told you, they wouldn't be over 50%. They never are. You have these people that purchase these overpowered tanks, and they suck at the game. I mean, they royally suck. But just because they're 40%ers, they can drive a vehicle like an Annihilator and still do 10% higher than their average win rate. But it's still pretty sad that you're driving two of the most overpowered tanks in the game, and you're still going less than 50%. And there you go. As I said, you will never see a Smasher or Annihilator player spamming the game that is over 50% win rate. They are always 50% or below. It's pretty tragic. Well, let's do one more game in the 13M24, and then we'll go to the Erich, because pretty meh team so far. E6 is better than the concept now? I don't know if I agree with that. I think that a concept 1v on a ridgeline will absolutely dominate versus an E6. Concept's only downside versus the E6 is about 100 less DPM, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter. I averaged 4,000 damage in the E100 with a 660 alpha gun. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my ground. And the other downside of the concept is that it has 20 less alpha. Heat pen isn't really a problem. The concept has 300 and I think 50 millimeters of heat pen, which is plenty because you only need about 340-ish to cut through an E100 turret. At that point, you don't need any more pen. I mean, it's nice to have more pen, but it's not required. But yeah, concept's just as fast as the E6. Doesn't have the same top speed, but its power-to-weight ratio is very similar. It reverses faster, has a reverse track mechanic, so even if you do get tracked, you can still reverse, which is obviously really, really nice. And the concept gun is flat, just better in accuracy in all of those regards. Are you going to get the Type 5 Heavy on your main account? Probably not. Probably not, honestly. I just don't think it's worth the money. I don't. I mean, I looked at the Beast containers. It's ChatGPT. I copy and pasted the script that Asen typed and asked ChatGPT how many crates I'd have to open based off of whatever drop chance I gave it. And it said like 180 crates. I'm not opening 180 of those crates. Even if they were $1, that would still be $180, right? So realistically, if those crates are sitting at $5 a pop, you might be looking at $1,000 to guarantee that vehicle. Alright, here we go. Let's move into the bush. See, I actually think the whole Murat line is an excellent showcase of how balanced vehicles should be. There's nothing overpowered about this whole line. The tier 9 is on the overpowered side, I will say that. The level of damage output that thing has is really dangerous. But in general, I don't think there's anything necessarily overpowered about the line. And it's nice because... Good job, Enemy Annihilator. It's nice because you don't feel like you're ruining the game experience when you drive these vehicles. So, there is proof that Wargaming can release balanced autoloaders. Ah, I had to get that close to spot the Hellcat. I just want to point that out to you guys. I had to get that close to spot the Hellcat. Wow. Yeah, tell me that camouflage values aren't broken. Just tell me camouflage values aren't broken. Like, what the hell? That really itself... Okay. Okay. That Hellcat being able to sit there and not be spotted until I got that close is a great example of just how overpowered camo values are right now and why they need to be nerfed. It's a problem. It's a serious problem. Am I intimate with ChatGPT? Well, I trust ChatGPT's opinions more than I trust yours, and that's really as simple as it is. Why argue with somebody's political opinion when I can get a factual statistic out that completely dissects their opinion with proof? What are they going to say? I disagree? You can't disagree with facts. Like, if you do, you're just a moron. So that's why I use ChatGPT for a lot of my arguments. Because at the end of the day, you can say what you want. You can't argue with a fact. People try to all the time. Okay. Apparently the Hellcat has armor, guys. There you go. I want to know what is a good heavy that has high alpha. I mean, 60 TP. I have, just so you're aware, I do post massive tier lists where I rank every single tank in the game in every tier that you're looking at. So if you're ever wondering, like, oh, what's the best tier 8, what's the best tier 7, what's the best tier 10 heavy, I have tier lists that rank all of these vehicles. So if you want to see my opinion on all the high alpha tanks, just watch that video, and then you'll see where I rank them amongst the current meta. Okay. But I can tell you that the E100 is great. I can tell you that the 60 TP is great. What's really nice about the E100 too is that you have multiple options. You don't just have to use the top gun on it. Okay, good. That player's dead. There's the Sherman Easy 8. Nice. 250. And can't HE him, but that's fine. Bringing that player down half their health is huge because that's the big player that I need to deal with. Nice. There you go. Okay, he hits that, bruh. Alright, this AMX needs to get out of the game. So, let me push this guy. There you go. Nice. Okay. At this point, it should be a pretty easy win. The Sherman is a guaranteed two-shot clear, and the AT-8 really doesn't scare me. Often F1 is a lot more fun than the Type 5 Heavy. Well, you don't really have the Type 5 Heavy, so you can't really make that opinion, and you're not a tester, so... We kind of had this conversation in the past, Rose. You're kind of just talking without actually having experience. I can't say that a Corvette is more fun than a Ferrari when I've never driven a Corvette or a Ferrari. It's just, that's not how arguments work. When the vehicle's released, sure, make any opinion you want. Oh, I might actually be dead. Oh, I still got a nice pendant to that guy. I don't know why they're both facing this way. I don't understand that. Like, what caused them to face this way? I'm going to pretend like I'm going this way. And then I'm going to turn around. And then go back this way. There you go. Nice. There we go. Now, I'm pretty sure the AT-8 has a 200 alpha gun, so fighting the AT-8 I have to be a little careful, but I'm not too worried because, yeah, it's a no camo AT-8, so I'm never too worried. Someone please tell me when does Reforged come into the game. Nobody knows. All I know is that it's coming probably in the next... I don't know. 6 months. That would be my guess. I heard a little rumor that Wargaming is removing sets from the game. Yes, you heard that correct. Wargaming is removing sets. Remember when I posted my first video on Reforged? If you do or don't, the first video on Reforged, the opinion that I said, which still stands today, is that all we wanted is better graphics and more maps. That's all we wanted. And it looks like Wargaming is finally listening to that advice. They are finally listening to the advice of just making the game HD, making it, feel newer, feel fresh, and still keeping the core fundamentals. So that's actually really, really good. All right, we have the Erich 105 Proto, the Tier 8. Let's see what this vehicle can do. Air concept makes every double shot basically useless in my opinion, including Murat. I don't agree with that sentiment. I agree that on paper, it's like the video I posted yesterday, where, like, why bother driving any tank when I can just use an E50M and absolutely crap on every single vehicle against me? But at the same time, you can still do good in an Erich. You can still do good in a Projet Murat or, any of these tanks. Sorry, my nose, it's, like, really itchy right here. But, you can still do good in any of these vehicles. So using one tank as an excuse to why you can't play another tank is kind of a lame excuse, in my opinion. Either way, the Erich 105 Proto features 1900 DPM, so it's got about 100 more than the lower tier. It has really good pen, 220 on the standard, 270 on the gold. This whole line has really solid pen values. The accuracy is alright. The intro clip gets half a second faster, so it goes from 3 seconds to 2.5, and the alpha goes up by 80. So, 300 damage per shot instead of 220. So, in other words, you double the potential everything, kind of. This tank does 600 damage in 2.5 seconds. It's really, really nice. Bro, I don't know why my nose is so itchy right here. I'm not even, like, trying to pick it. It's just, it's like, you ever get that where you got, like, an itch? I just want more mechanics and better graphics in Reforged. Well, one of the things that I thought about, which was an interesting idea for me, is that I think all single shots should get reactive armor, in my opinion. I think that would be a very good way for Wargaming to balance the game. Just remove stock modules, every tank is instantly maxed. I don't fully agree with that thought process. People have to learn how to play their tanks. One of the ways I learned how to get better was I learned how to grind lines and how to make my way through the game in stock vehicles. Being stock is part of the experience of Blitz. That's like one of the major experiences of the game. And you can deal with being stock nowadays very easily because you have game modes. I didn't have game modes when I started playing this game. I didn't have access to any of that. So new players have a lot more. Okay. New players have a lot more available to them than players like myself did. It's going to be really funny that this 53 can basically do whatever he wants because I have no support. That's so cringe, bruh. Alright, the Jagdpanther just shot, and... okay. Alright, well, let's move over here. Okay, wow. Yep, they have... yep, that's right. They have a Caliban camping in the back. Okay. This is why I don't play aggressive anymore, because every time I do an aggressive move, my game's ruined, because they have a Caliban in the back. What am I supposed to do against that? They have a Caliban back there just camping. Yeah, okay. My bad, bro. I should have predicted a Caliban to be sitting in the back of their spawn. My bad, bro. Yeah. I'm seriously just gonna stop doing anything for my team and just play selfish, because it doesn't seem to make a difference whether I try to support my team or not. I think single-shot tanks should get that ability. David, we're gonna remove you from the stream chat. You have like one job when being on the stream chat, and it's to be a respectful person, and you failed at that. So you've earned yourself to be hidden on the channel. You now never will have the ability to type again. Enjoy. Bye-bye, bro. I'm starting to sell sound like you. Well, I don't know what that means. Black Label, can we please use English? And no, I'm not saying that my teams are rigged. I'm saying that I shouldn't play as aggressive because I don't want to be the first person to die due to somebody camping in spawn in a Caliban or my team refusing to move up to punish the 53 TP. In my mind, I see a Emil 1951 on my team, and I think the Emil 1951 would use point one of his brain cell and go haul down. He's a 60%er. You would think that, oh, you know, an Emil 1951 is going to go to the hull down spot right opposite of where the 53 TP went. But he doesn't. So because of that, you know, it's just you expect common sense, and in return, people are too stupid to have it. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to ignore you, Black Label. I thought I would get banned. No, you're fine. Just certain people can't control themselves and type in comments that I'm going to ban them for. Okay. He's in a defender. Why would you think he's a good player? I said Emil 1951. Not really sure what you're talking about with defenders, but alright, dude. What are we doing, Dracula? What are we doing, bro? Uh-huh. They have two mediums. They have an M4 FL10 and a Skoda T27. Are you talking about somebody in chat? He is... You're talking about... I think you're talking about somebody in chat. Yep, that's why we wait patiently, because you never know what the enemy team's gonna do. There you go. Yep. My Dracula is doing average Dracula maneuvers. In other words, just YOLOing for no reason. Average Dracula player. There's one. Two. Nice. Skoda is completely cooked at this point. I saw that tree fall down, so I know the M4 is running away. Somehow I can't... Oh, I was about to say, somehow I can't spot that M4, though. Okay. They only have one tank destroyer, but it is still a scary one. The Emil 1950... Or, not the Emil 1951, the Emil is scary. His clan tag is defender. Oh. I don't really care what clan tags people have. Okay, M4 is trying to push my teammate. We got one shell, and... Oh, no, you don't, Skoda. Get out of the game. And of course, there's the Sturmill. This is what I mean, though. You always expect these players to be in the dumbest spots. Like, as I said, would I drive my Sturmill there? No. No, because that would be stupid. But that player is. And if he was running the Top Gun, I would have lost a third of my health. Thankfully, he's not, but it's still just so lame that these, like, 20%ers drive their vehicles in the dumbest spots. There's 384. I don't really care if you shoot me, because I'll deal double your damage. And because it's a guaranteed win. Have I thought about playing Tanky Online? No, I have not. And I will not, so don't ask. Okay, 262. That's crazy. 262. Skoda is good, but 752 is better. They're not really comparable. I don't understand why people try to compare two completely different tanks. Like, you're comparing a medium tank to a heavy tank. They are not comparable. If you wanted to compare a 752 to a Fanric or a 752 to a Progetto CC, which is the Tier 9 auto reloader, then sure, go ahead. But you're literally comparing a tank which goes 50 plus kilometers per hour to a vehicle that goes 30 something, and well, I think the 752 goes about 40, but still, they complete completely different roles. Your argument is void. 7.52 is a great tank. However, it cannot do the same things that a Skoda T50 can do. He was looking to buy either. Well, one is a premium and one is a tech tree, so that doesn't make sense either. And as I always say, if you're asking me, should I go for a medium or a heavy tank as a premium, the question is, do you want to drive a medium or a heavy? That's really as simple as it gets. If you want to drive a medium tank, then go for a medium. If you want to drive a heavy, then go for a heavy, right? That's really as simple as the question gets. Now, if you want to ask what certain type of heavy you want to go for, then that's understandable. But just saying, should I go for a medium or a heavy? Do you want to drive a medium or a heavy? I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. Okay, thank you, RNG. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. Okay, well, let's reload. And let's see, we got the T69. There's a 250. I wasn't going to be able to get that second one out, but that's fine. Right now, I'm simply just not bleeding health. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's one shell for 311. Not going to be able to hit you. Take that player out of the game. Alright. So, there's a Smasher on our rear, and the Smasher just shot. And that tank has 640 alpha, but mine can deal 600 damage as well in 2.5 seconds. So we just brought a full health Smasher down a pretty sizable chunk, right? I will always focus a Smasher in a lightly armored tank. If I'm in a heavy, it's not that big of a deal, right? Smashers don't scare me if I'm in a heavy, but if I'm in a vehicle that doesn't really have armor, I'm definitely going to focus on taking it out of the game. That Smasher's trying his hardest to tunnel me. I mean, bro really wants the meat, but I don't really care. I'm just going to back away, and he won't be able to do anything to me. We got to wait 3 seconds. 2, 1, alright. We have the Carnarvon Defender. There's a 375. There's a 322. You can see why this tank is so good. It's basically just a free version of the Barask. So if you don't have the Barask and you want a really, really fun playstyle, get the Erich 105. This thing's a beast. I mean, look at this. We got a full health Carnarvon Defender here. We poke, we get a 316, and get another shell for 287. Even if this Carnarvon does shoot me, I know that he only has 2 shells, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not really worried. Even if he does have 3, it doesn't make a difference. Dude's cooked either way. Because watch this, he's going to think I'm going to go this way, and then I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, like, what are we going to do, dude? There's 1 shell for 294, and you're dead. But yeah, this tank's a bop. 3,750 damage, really solid result. You don't ask to compare tier 9s without considering their tier 10 progression. That is true. You do have to get to a tier 10, but I don't really care that much. Like, I consider each tank their own individual vehicle. I don't think the progression matters too much. I think that the Erich 105 Proto is an amazing tank, and even if you don't end up liking the Murat, the line is still worth grinding just to get your hands on this vehicle if you wanted to get the Barask, but you didn't have the money to buy a Barask, right? Alright, ammo racking needs to get out of the game. I agree. I think most people agree. Ammo racking will never be good for the game. I don't have a problem if ammo racks happen after you have a damaged ammo rack. If you have a damaged ammo rack, and you don't repair it, and then your tank's rack gets hit again, I think it's fair to get blown up. However, if you have no prior damaged modules, and you get shot, and your ammo rack instantly blows up, it's bogus. You did nothing wrong. You had no control on what was going to happen there. There's nothing that you did wrong. So, that I think is bogus. I don't agree with that at all. You can run Protective Key, you can run every module in the game, and there's still nothing you can do if RNG decides to hit you the wrong way. So, I agree with most of you in that regard. Especially in the competitive scene, it's absolute bogus that ammo racks exist in the comp scene. I've seen teams literally lose tournaments because of ammo racks. Oh, okay. There it is. There it is, bruh. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. I hate this game. I hate it so much. They're just not spotted. They're just here. Oh, you gonna YOLO over? Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. Will my Titan Charioteer do anything? Will he do anything? Or will he sit there and suck me off like a freaking bozo? There you go. There's one shell. Yeah, get out of the game, Morat. Freaking bozo, bruh. This is what I mean. Every time I'm not even playing aggressive. I'm just in an average spot. And yet I get punished because my Titan Charioteer is not paying attention. He could have shot him the moment he poked, but no. I have to look across the map for literally nothing. God. So annoying. Well, you know what? I'm going to sit back here, and I don't care if my team cries. They can deal with it. It's not my job to do everything for the team. It's not. Wow, great RNG. Truly amazing. Well, that guy's going to die. T25-2 is going to push over there. You're going to poke at T49. You're just going to sit there. Might as well reload the clip at this point. See, now I'll move up. Good job, Titan Charioteer. You're doing great. Smasher's probably going to die to the T25-2. There's 370. Bye-bye. Yep, the Smasher did die. There's 320. There you go. Notice how, like, when I have teammates that support me, I can do fine. I asked, what do you think of the tier 10 Italian medium, the Lion? I think the Lion's a solid tank. I would say it's a 9 and 8.5 out of 10. I don't find it as fun as the Progetto just because it's not as mobile, and it should be. I don't understand why the Lion isn't as fast as the Progetto. I personally would have liked Wargaming to give... Oh, it's an E25. It's not a T25-2 that's back here. I would have personally liked Wargaming to give the Lion a top speed closer to 60+ kilometers per hour. I don't know why they only allow it to go 50. But apart from that, I think it's a pretty balanced tank. I think that E25 bailed. Yeah, he did. I wonder if the E25 is all the way up there. Nope. Nope. I don't know where the E25 is. Problem is, again, with the camo values that tank destroyers have, I will literally get outspotted by a tier 7 TD. It's so stupid. Okay. Let's go over here. That shark is still probably camping back here as well. Because line streamers are important? What do you mean? I don't know what that comment means. Thank you for the donation now. Oh, you mean you're just donating because live streamers are important? Either way, thank you very much for the donation. I'm going to load a gold shell to guarantee the clear on that player. Spotted the shark. I am detected myself, but that's fine. I don't have to worry. We have to wait 5 more seconds for my shells to get loaded here. Oh, I'm spotted. This E25's got to be, like, right around here. It's just got to be. 310. 277. I mean, you can see why this thing's really good. I wonder if our Tiger will ever pen a shot. $297. Let's load a gold shell to guarantee the clear. We see where the E25 is. And he's heading this way. So let's try and cut him off. fix camo nerfing all TDs so their view range is just below camo distance. I don't know what the best route of option would be. I think the best option is to view range nerf tank destroyers. I don't have a problem if they have really good camo values. I have a problem if they outspot you. And that's the issue. They outspot you. So Wargaming needs to make it so that tank destroyers don't have as much, they need to make it so TDs don't have as much view range. Because if you're in a medium, you should be able to spot any tank that's not in a bush. You should be able to spot in a medium faster, right? Tank destroyers should not be able to sit still like that Hellcat in that game you saw on Desert Sands and outspot you. It just should not be that way. That Hellcat was literally unspotted until I got about 70 meters away. So tank destroyers either need to have terrible view range to a point where they cannot spot for themselves, and they require teammates to do the spotting, which I think would be the ideal way to do it, or nerf their camo values back to what it was. In other words, nerf camo net. The camo values aren't what got broken, it was camo net. Wargaming can just nerf camo net back to what it was, and then it would put tank destroyers back to where they were. Either option is fine, but they need to do one or the other. Right now, tank destroyers are unfair. That's really the best way to describe it. Not all tank destroyers, like the Badger's not a problem, but the grill, you know, things like that, they just should not be able to. I mean, the grill should actually have as much camo as it has currently, but like the Waffenträger, that's just stupid. All right, I need to change my ammo loadout on this. Let's do 12, 8, and yeah, whatever, 44. Doesn't really matter. So now we are starting to get up to the higher tiers, right? We've got the Projet Louise, and then we have the Projet Murat. The Morat is, well, actually the Louise is what we're playing in. The Louise kind of takes it up a notch, right? The DPM goes up 560. So you go from, you know, mediocre DPM on the tier 8. Not bad. Like, a lot of people don't realize you don't need good DPM in an autoloader. But the tier 9 really does get good DPM. 2,500 is solid for the tier that it's at. Again, very good pen, 330 on the gold, 250 on the standard. It's got decent shell velocity. The intraclip gets 0.1 seconds faster, so now it's a 2.4 second intraclip for 330 damage, so you can deal 660 damage in 2.4 seconds. It's all very, very good stuff. The gun's accurate, the vehicle has the emergency track mechanics, so even if you get tracked, you can still reverse. It's quite good. 8 degrees of gun depression. Its armor is not good, but it does get troll bounces. The only thing that's still stupid is the fact that the Barask at tier 8 does almost the exact same damage as this tank at tier 9 with a faster intraclip. The Barask has a 2-second intraclip, has 320 damage per shot, which means in 2 seconds it can deal 640 damage, where this tank in 2.4 seconds can deal 660. The Barask is so overpowered. It's crazy. I don't understand how there are still people that sit in disbelief and act like the Barask is not OP. What are the most overpowered tanks for tier 8, tier 9, and tier 10? Well, in tier 8, I would probably go with a few vehicles that come off the mind. T-77 is obviously a really, really overpowered tank. The Vipera is really overpowered, and the Barask is really overpowered. And the G-Sor. All double-shot tanks, but double-shot is really the best of both worlds, because you have the ability to deal really high amounts of damage in a quick amount of time, and because they feature decent DPM, they reload fast, right? A 3-shell autoloader, you sit there and you have to reload for like 20-something seconds, where a 2-shot autoloader doesn't, right? That's the difference. You have a quicker reload and you still deal more damage than a single shot. Out of those tanks that I listed, I would probably say, for me, probably the Barask. I think the Barask has more potential. Then I would go T-77, then the G-Sor, and then the Vipera. The Vipera is just too slow to really make a big enough impact in every game you play. It still is a very overpowered tank. As I said, I think it's a little too slow to make the biggest impact in every single battle. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, we're good. I don't know if you guys saw that, but my computer died there for a second. Barask needs to have 30 millimeters of armor. I do agree that the Barask needs an armor nerf. I think that it should be a very easy, high explosive pen. Alright, there's 330. Okay. I really wanted to try and ammo rack that Motion, but that Tiger 2 just went right in front. Alright, well, we got the Conway over here. Got the LT-432, got the Ag Panther 2. Can't realistically fight that, so I'm just going to sit here for now. This RU needs to move out of my way, dude. Like, you need to move. Okay. 541. That's crazy. That's almost a max roll. It doesn't really matter because I'm not worried about this game, but just that level of damage is a bogus roll. That's completely bogus. Alright, let's move up. We have the motion in the back. Aiming, aiming. Boom. There's 324. Boom. There's an awful 272 roll, but still a lot of damage when... Okay. Everybody just hits me, I guess. Doesn't matter, because the Carnarvon's going to kill him. I just don't understand why that player decided to tunnel me. Let's aim it on the Conway. Okay. Alright, you know what, Conway? I double your damage output. You did 380 to me, I deal 700 to you. So that's still a big dub for me. And it really shows where these double-shot tanks just dominate, right? Because I'm not worried about any of these vehicles. I can just out-damage them, out-trade them. We gotta wait 2 more seconds. Let's see if we can get the Conway cleared. There you go. Nice. Now we can put on my speed boost. And we can... Ah, Tiger angled last second. I hate when that happens. It's not that big of a deal. Tiger won't kill me. And I can just back up. But I hate when, like, last second that armor goes from a pen to a non-pen. E50M beats a 183 in a 1v1 10 out of 10 times. I definitely wouldn't say 10 out of 10 times. It takes 2 shots for a 183 to kill an E50M. It's 950 damage, and you could say, oh, reactive, but you have to activate reactive on the first shot, because the second shot, the 183 can just wait for your reactive to wear off. And the point being, 2 shots, that's all it takes. So if that 183 gets the jump on you, gets the shot and backs up, if it's able to back up for, 5 seconds or so, that's enough time to reload the shell. Being able to deal 900 damage with already 3000 base DPM means that you have 4000 DPM, because you have to add that to the damage per minute. So the 183 has an effective DPM around 4000 with its first shell penetrating. And if you pen a Hess shell, then it's even higher. It's upwards of 5000. I don't consider the 183 to be overpowered in terms of winning potential, but overpowered and broken doesn't mean it has to win. That's what people don't understand. And it's not that hard to differentiate the two. Overpowered means that it is unfair to go up against. And I consider the 183 to be unfair to go up against. You can sit in the back, you have enough camo that you won't be spotted, and you have the ability to literally deal almost all of an enemy tank's hit point pool. That is not fair. Now, autoloaders can deal the same damage as the 183, right? 57 heavy and 3.2 seconds can deal with shell reload boost the same damage as a 183. But the difference is that you can punish a 57 heavy after it makes that play, right? You're not going to see a 57 heavy camping and spawn and deal that 1200 damage across the map. A 183 takes 1 click and it ruins your game. That's the difference, right? That's why the 183 is stupid. So, it's not necessarily that the 183 is going to ruin every game it plays. It's the fact that it has the potential in 1 shot to completely change the course of a battle. That's where the 183 is stupid. I have completely changed the course of a game with 1 penning shell in a 183. Because you can take a full health medium, splash it, and boom, now it's down to 500 health. I don't like this at all. Our Object 84 can do whatever he's doing, because... Or not. Alright, there's 310. I'm going to ignore the STA. There's another 336. Okay, good. The Waffenträger did shoot the object. I had a feeling he would. Okay. Let's reload. Bonk. There you go. 284. Bonk. Okay. Gotta love RNG. I think the 183 is the scariest tank. Nah, the 183 is not the scariest tank. The scariest tank is the 4005 and the 50B. The 50B needs to be nerfed. It does not... They need to just take reactive away from it. If it didn't have reactive, it wouldn't be nearly as overpowered. But for... Okay. For some reason, Wargaming decided that a tank which can deal 1500 damage clips also deserves reactive armor. And that is legit brain rot ape behavior. That's all it is. It's ape behavior. I don't understand how Wargaming can sit there and be like, yeah, guys, no, it's a good balancing decision to give a... Oh, there's the Waffenträger. It's a good balancing decision to give, you know, a vehicle that has the ability to ruin somebody's game, also the ability to not bleed. Okay, thank you, RNG. There's a 315. You're not going to hit me. Not yet, at least. Remove reactive. No, I think reactive should exist. As I said, I think all single shots should get reactive. I think that's a much better way to balance reactive armor. Because then, all single shots have the ability to deal with autoloaders. That is how the game should be balanced. If every single shot had reactive and all autoloaders had reactive removed, what happens is that now, if you get rolled up by a 50B, you can take what is a 1500 potential clip and bring it down to 1000 damage. And then in return, you can shoot that 50B with 2 HE shells in the corner and deal, you know, 1000 damage in return. Then the 50B actually has to play careful, and it will give players that use their brain cells more capabilities in the battlefield. That is how wargaming should do it. Giving autoloaders reactive is the dumbest joke ever. Alright. I'd say remove Spall Liner. There should be no reason for HE on a grill to do less than a standard round. I don't have a problem with Spall Liner. I have a problem with it being on certain tanks. I think the 4005 should have Spall Liner removed. The 4005 is mobile. It has great camouflage. You should get punished for using that vehicle aggressive. The grill, I don't have a problem, because the grill sacrifices a lot. The Batchat needs to have it removed. Why does the Batchat get Spall Liner? Waffenträger Alpha 100 needs Spall Liner. The tank, it just needs it. Like, it should have Spall Liner. So, I don't have a problem with Spall Liner. I think that there's certain tanks which need it, and the Waffenträger Alpha 100 is a great example. It's too large, everybody HEs it. Giving it Spall would actually be so good for the longevity of that vehicle. Okay. I don't even know why the Batchat has Spall Liner. Like, I don't even run it on the Batchat half the time because it doesn't even need it. Like, nobody HEs it to begin with. It's such a hard HE due to the goofy angles it has. They only have one heavy. Oh, yep, there they go. Well, our Batchat decided to go alone, and he's gonna die. And you know what? That's entirely his fault, and I don't care. Goodbye, bro. I'm going to flank. Yep, what a shocker. Who could have guessed that driving alone would have killed you? Enemy spotted. Well, I spotted the tortoise, but unfortunately, the way I maneuvered made it so I couldn't hit the tortoise. There's one shell. 2 shells. Nice. I don't know if I penned both, but I think I did. Yeah, 620 damage dealt. I did pen both on that player. Nice. As you can see, the Louise gun is solid, especially when it decides to work. Sometimes it can be annoying and not work at all, but when it actually does, it's pretty fun. There's a 303. Okay, that should have penned, but didn't. Sargento Victory. What an amazing name, bruh. I gotta be careful here. But at the same time, I can get to the side of the tortoise, get 2 shells, and then sit on his rear like this. I don't want that panther to have the opportunity to hit me, so I think the best play is to sit right here and make sure that the panther can't do anything. And then we can aim it on the rear of the tortoise. There you go, get an easy shot. Aim it on the panther. That shell completely misses. This gun is weird, because, as you'll notice, it misses very easy shots. It derps a lot, and it's very annoying. You have the 114 SP2 Tungsten and Super Speed Boost. I thought you said it's the best tier 10 in the game, though. It doesn't need Super Speed Boost, and it doesn't need Tungsten. It needs a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Wargaming needs to stop giving tanks Super Speed Boost and acting like that's an actual way to balance it. It's not. What you need to do is you need to just balance the tank properly. So instead of giving it Super Speed Boost, give the vehicle a top speed of 42 kilometers per hour, and give it a little bit better accuracy. And congratulations, now it's a really good tank. That's all you have to do to it. It's not, you know, a hugely complex situation. I'm already up to 3,200 in this game. The DPM difference between the Tier 8 and the Tier 9 is huge. It really allows this tank to get out so much more damage, right? Because I just rip out damage in this thing. I'm already up to 3,800. After this game, we'll go to the Murat, but you can clearly see this is a very, very fun vehicle. This Yo is just getting annihilated. We'll just fire standard. Especially after he got rammed. Well, there you go. 4,000 damage, 4 kills, and a very easy win. Containers for tier 10s are good for the game. I don't think anybody in the world of the game will ever agree with that. I don't think having gambling in a game that the vast majority of children play is ever going to be an argument. You can make any argument you want, but gambling and children are two things that should not go together. They are not morally acceptable, and wargaming is fully taking advantage of that. The average player in Blitz is like, I think my friend told me he was told by wargaming about 13 to 15, 16 years old. You should not be having literal forms of gambling in a game with children. The EU is already working on banning loot boxes. It's already caused huge amounts of backlash. Gambling should not be in games. It's that simple. I know that you have an issue with calibrated shells as an equipment. What would you suggest for replacements? We don't need a replacement. I think that equipment should be like World of Tanks PC, where you have 3 options and you get to choose out of 15 choices what you want to buff on your tank. And I just think calibrated should be entirely removed from the game. There's 2 major issues with calibrated shells. The first issue is that it creates an imbalance in armor. Because if wargaming balances tanks around calibrated shells, then it means anybody running rammer gets punished. And if wargaming balances tanks around rammer, then it means players like me running calibrated just completely defeat the purpose of armor. That's the issue. So you can't have both. But wargaming tries to do that where you do have both, and it doesn't work. So they need to make it so that they balance around 1 armor profile. That way they don't have to do 2, if that makes sense. Alright, let's repair that. Got the mouse over there. I am spotted. Our Sheridan's already bled quite a substantial amount. Got the WZ in that bush there. Alright, let's move up. Okay. I'm not worried about that player. Alright, I'm going to put on my adrenaline, or not my adrenaline, I'm going to put on my reload, and I'm going to try and help out with the mouse. I'm going to, okay. Where did he pen me, bro? Nobody knows. What I do know is that our E100 is really bad at the game. Okay, let's aim it on the mouse turret. Let's get an AP pen, 380, and boom. Okay. I like how they're still tunneling me. It's pretty impressive how hard that E5 is tunneling me. Alright, let's reload. I'm just not going to poke so that the E5 doesn't have the angle to hit me. I'm going to move over here. And let's see. Super conk shot. There you go, 312. And there you go, 258. It's terrible rolls, but I still did pen him. Of course, I'm going to be completely screwed by my 260. Thanks, 260. Could have just pushed and helped me, but that would be too common sense. Why would you push and help your teammate? No way, dude. There's 294. I mean, at this point, I'm obviously cooked anyway. There you go. Well, I did 2,700 damage. Nothing more I could have done in this game. Our team utterly failed at every single opportunity they had. It's just a complete loss when you have these situations, right? We lost heavy flank. Well, we had nobody that drove their... I mean, look at their lineup. They have an E5 and a super conk. And what do we get? We get an Object 260 and an E100. That is not fair. We have 2 tier 10 tank destroyers, a 4005 and a 183, which physically can't do anything on this map because Normandy is not a map where tank destroyers are that important. You need haul down heavies on Normandy. And Wargaming sucks at matchmaking. Why did one team get a Super Conch and an E5? It should have been this Super Conch was on my team and the E5 was on their team. That way, both teams have an equal amount of haul down heavies. But Wargaming's stupid matchmaker doesn't understand. They haven't coded it so that there's differences in vehicles. So the ideal matchmaker would be like, oh, look, the Super Conch is a haul down heavy. Oh, look, the E5 is a haul down heavy. Let's classify them in the same group. That way, we can have similar fights on both sides of the game. But unfortunately, Wargaming doesn't do that. Instead, they just make it so that every single tank is random. If you're in a medium, it counts as a medium. So I could be driving an E50M, and then it could put you up against, you know, a Leopard 1, and they're not comparable, even in the slightest. And the problem with that is you're just making a complete imbalance in the matchmaker. Look at this. The enemy team gets 2 mediums, they get a 1-2-1 and a Progetto, and I get nothing. I'm completely screwed. So already I'm in a situation where I now have to drive my medium to the heavy flank, because I can't drive to the medium flank. I'm not a frickin', you know, I'm not wasting my time fighting that. It's stupid. It's such a good example of how dumb the matchmaker is. Now the E50B appears to be screwed. Oh, there's the 752. There's a 330, and there's a 370. There you go. The Murat needs a buff to 410. I don't agree. I don't think the Murat needs any buffs. I think it's a good tank, and that people don't know how to play the game and are saying that it needs a buff instead of just learning how to play it. I think the Murat is a perfectly balanced tank, and you're going to see that as time goes on in this battle. Let's flex over here. Let's see, is that 752 over here? Indeed, the player is. There's a 280, and okay. Well, let's aim it on the Super Conch. There you go, 463. That's a nice juicer. We are already up to a lot of damage at this point anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's see. There's one shell. And let's fire an HE. Not running Spall Liner. Pretty good stuff so far. Notice how I didn't... Oh, great. There it is. There it is. That's the Prog. Yeah, I'm not getting shot again. Pretty sure that was the Progetto. Yeah, it was. Okay, let's move up, and let's aim it on the Prog. There we go, 384. Nice, 393. And just like that, we're over 3,000 damage. Yeah, personally, I don't understand why people think this tank needs a buff. I think it's a perfectly balanced tier 10. Super Conch is going to fight that player. Progetto is going to run. There you go, 355. Let's head over here. Boom, 352. And I just back up. I'm already up to 3,700 damage. Oh, BZ missed. There you go. Notice how I saw the lineup, drove my medium to heavy flank, right? I just know that, like, you can't drive a single medium against 2 tier 10s. It's not fair. It's not in my... It's just not fair for me to go up against a 1-2-1, even though it's a 40%er, you know? It doesn't make a difference. I can't fight a 1-2-1 in a Progetto. The 1-2-1 is reactive alone, which means it would take me, like, 4 clips to kill that tank. And then all it requires is the Progetto to YOLO me, and I'm already dead. So... you play smart, you see where your team's going, you see where the enemy team isn't going, and you take advantage of it. Do I like goth girls? I know you meant to say goth, but you typed in goth. Alright. I wish Wargaming would balance things like WAP PC. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I agree with Wargaming's balancing on equipment. I don't agree with how they have turbo and bond, or I don't agree with how they have bond equipment and bounty equipment. But I do agree with how they have equipment. I think that, in general, Blitz needs to have equipment like PC, where you have the freedom of choice on what you want to run on your vehicle, and you're not stuck with just two options, if that makes sense, you know? So, okay. But that I agree with, but I don't agree with most of the wargaming decisions on PC. It's a much worse game, and it's dying because of that, so... Don't love this situation I'm stuck in. It's one shell, two shells. Nice, there you go. There goes a very large chunk off that 4202. Such a good example of the double shot mechanic this tank features, though, right? You catch somebody playing bad, and you can punish them quite heavily for it. Good job, Ryan Matile. Let's, you know, drive our freaking light tank against a BZ-75. That'll go well. Said literally nobody ever, my dude. Okay. That's bogus. At least I got one pen. Just bleeding out that line is important. There you go. 4202 got aggressive and now is dead. Still a bit of a problem. That line is more than a two-shot, which means I have to be a little cautious here on how I want to deal with this player. Oh yeah, great team as usual. Okay. Of course. Alright, well, my 183 is dead. It's basically just me at this point. Alright, let's see if we can get this lion taken out of the game. Okay, lion's gonna flex down. Come on, BZ. 183 just nuked that guy. Bro, move. Oh, there's the Waffentiger. Bye-bye. There you go, nice. Yeah, Ryan Matile's dead. That player should have been sitting at the back and isn't. It's that player's fault. This here is where the Ryan Matile should be sitting. You're in a light tank. He's probably going to get killed by the Waffentiger. There's the WT. Okay, WT shot. Grill shot. 369. 371. Of course, that player is going to die. I mean, I did pretty good this game. I can't really get mad about my performance, to be honest. There's 350. Okay, yeah, just hits me full speed on the move. Makes sense, you know? That's an accurate, it's an accurate tank. My bad, bro. My bad. Okay. That player's taken out of the game. Gonna head over here. Alright, well, I'm not gonna be able to get another shell out, but I will be able to high explosive off and Traeger. I did 4,600 damage. I mean, as I said, sometimes you get into these games, and there's just nothing you can do. You do your best, but either your heavy flank or your team falls apart, and then you're just kind of cooked. Our grill, I'm not even sure why our grill died so quickly. I mean, it's a decent player. I don't know. I don't know. But our grill should have done more than that. I'm not gonna lie. And there's your Progetto. Oh, boy. Either way, as you can see, the Murat's been doing fine, right? Just because my team sucks doesn't mean the Murat's a problem. QB speaks English, but he sounds kind of funny. What? What did I just read? Quickie Baby gets too angry. I mean, I get angry, but he gets, like, really, really angry. What's the most balanced tier? For me, it's definitely not tier 9. It's hard to tell. I think tier 8 in general is the most balanced tier right now. Tier 8 is a tier where you can have fun in most tanks. You don't need to play in a vehicle that is overpowered in tier 8, and you can still have fun. In tier 10, it's definitely a little more challenging to have fun. When, look at this, we're up against 2 E50Ms. I disagree with Rose completely in the idea that the game is good right now when I'm going up against a double E50M platoon and there's almost nothing I can really do to counter it realistically. Yeah, okay, bro. And the E50 still sees me. I deal all of that damage and I still have less health than the E50M. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm leaving. I'm not wasting my time on this. It's not happening. You know, I've had the WZ over here, though. If I move over to this spot, I have a good one, Trigger. Yep, that's what I was more worried about. Yep, there's 307. I do have the WZ. The question is, will the WZ actually help me? Okay. Got the 4005 in the back. Trying our best to hold this, but that's not an easy feat, of course. There's 371. I don't know if that penned, but I'm trying to stay so far back. Oh, okay. And he lights me on fire. That makes sense. I don't understand what the point of a bush is if I get spotted anyway through it. Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. 374. 416. 4005's dead. Yeah, bro. It's very easy to counter E50Ms. They're good for the game. Oh, yeah. Okay, and that doesn't pen. That's crazy. If that had penned, it actually would have been huge, but it didn't. Of course it didn't. .380. Okay, wow. Wow. Perfect hatching shot, and it bounces. That is insane. That is insane. That's bogus, bro. That's complete bogus. A nice frickin' YOLO E50. Frickin' ape. Okay, and that bounces too. That's insane. Okay. Bye-bye. Alright, reloading. 1 HP. Well, you know what, E50? Bye-bye. Oh, okay. My bad, bro. Oh, and he hits that. Oh, okay. Alright. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. E50 just hits that. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. He hits that. Just no words. Bozo. Man, you seem to be having some amazing RNG. Yeah, bro. Best RNG ever. All of that effort. We did win, to be fair. We did win. But the fact that these two players can just put on speed boost and YOLO is so freaking stupid. They threw their game. They should have played smarter. They let me bleed them out. It's because E50M players get cocky. They YOLO for so many games that they get cocky and they think they're unstoppable. And I was able to outplay them. Okay. I think Droodles is Quickie Baby Fuse actually good. The problem with you, Rose, is not that I dislike you. It's just that your opinions are so wild. They are so absolutely wild. And you act like your opinions are the correct ones and that everybody else around you must be like huffing crack. But the problem is, you're the only one that's thinking your opinions. Like, for example, you are probably the only person in history that thinks the Type 5 Heavy should be a collector instead of a tech tree. In chat, type in Y or N, yes for Y, and N for no. Do you think the Type 5 Heavy should have been a free researchable tech tree instead of a collector tier 10? I'm 100% confident everybody's going to say yes, because everybody wants the Type 5 to be a researchable tech tree tank. It's fairly common sense. I'd love to be able to shoot this 4202, but my 30B just wants to bleed his health, because he's so good at the game. There you go. JK, yeah, exactly. There you go. Just about everybody wants it to be a tech tree. There's a few people that are stupid and saying that they want it to be a collector, but there's really no logical argument to why it should be a collector. The only people that are arguing that Type 5 should be a collector are the people that have money and don't want free players to get their hands on it. Wow, that 183. I don't even know how the 183 had an angle on me, to be honest. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Just about everybody in chat wants the Type 5 to be a tech tree. I don't understand why you would want a line to be dismembered so that you can have one tank as a vehicle that costs money. I just don't understand how that's good for the game. You want this game to succeed. The entire line is bad. That argument just doesn't really hold up, though. That's like when people tried saying... I don't remember what tank line it was, but there's a tank line in PC which is kind of mid, and everybody was saying, oh, the line's going to be so bad in Blitz. And it wasn't, because guess what? Blitz and PC are two entirely different games. How you balance tanks on Blitz does not have anything to do with how you balance tanks on PC. It really doesn't. And second of all, even if the line is mid, how does that change the tier 10's capabilities? You could just free XP past the line. So you're telling me you'd rather spend $200 plus, maybe more. You might be spending $500 to get your hands on the Type 5. You'd rather spend maybe $500 for a tank that you might not even get, or you could free XP the line for free and get the exact same experience. You would rather have less content, pay money for that less content, than just have it for free. I don't understand how you can come to that thought process personally. I don't understand how you can sit with that fundamental. Personally, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Thank you, girl. Thank you, yes. Make sure to block me and then miss the shot and then die. You're very skilled, dude. You should write a book about your skill. Okay, and one shell, and two shells. Droodles knows I'm not rage baiting. No, he's not rage baiting. But it's just a bad opinion. Like, and then you tell me in DMs that I'm the one who has a bad opinion by saying that the Type 5 should be free. Nobody in the world is going to agree with your opinion on that. Like, you might get like 2 people that have big bank accounts, but in general, everybody's going to agree with me on that one. That makes my opinion the logical choice, and that makes your opinion the one that you'd actually have to argue. Why do I have to be grilled on this? Type 5 has been sold, has been mid in the hands of good players and testers, in the general player base not expecting an impact. Even if it was good, who cares? I don't... Everybody has wanted the Type 5 to come into the game. After the stream we can argue this, I'm not going to. It's a waste of my time to argue something. My opinion is not going to change. And it doesn't matter what point you give me. Taking away content from players who are actively keeping this game alive is stupid. It's stupid. People would flock to the game to try the Type 5. It's a fact. How do you revive a game? You make a tech tree, which everybody wants to get their hands on. It would be the equivalent of releasing the Stridsvon 103B and then making it a collector. You will screw over the player base. I will complain. Everybody will complain. And what could have been a great grand update is screwed. And that could have been the Type 5. If Wargaming is smart, with Reforged, they would have released the Type 5 Heavy as a tech tree. That way, people would have ground the line when Reforged was released. Instead, because they're making it a collector, they're completely robbing 90% of the player base. Ask ChatGPT. It's not even a ChatGPT question. It's literally, would you rather pay for something, or would you rather get it for free? Wargaming is saying that 90% of the player base cannot get something. Maybe more. 95% of the player base cannot get something. The Waffenträger Alpha 100 is the least played tank in Tier 10. And I understand that vehicle, like, I expected that one to be a collector. But it is the least played Tier 10 in the game. And it's because Wargaming made the drop chance so incredibly hard and so rare that nobody has it. And that's what's going to happen to the Type 5 Heavy. Wargaming is going to monetize the tank in a way that nobody's going to be able to get their hands on that vehicle, apart from a very, very, very select few people. And it defeats the purpose of actually releasing and spending months and months of work on a line. If you want to make vehicles that cost money, release the 2790. Release, you know, collectors on PC. You don't take lines from PC and then just throw them into the garbage disposal. 299... Nice. Okay, great. There it is, guys. Minus 360. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's good for the game. Isn't that? That's good for the game. It's really good for the game that you can drive an autoloader and delete over 1,000 of my health in 0.2 seconds. That's good for the game. There's 1 shell. 2 shells. The grill, of course, has another repair kit. But that's fine. Oh, okay, and now there's a rhino. I can't catch a freaking break. I just can't. I am not allowed to catch a break. The rhino's gonna tunnel me. The Caro's gonna tunnel me. Every single player on the enemy team is gonna tunnel me. And we have a full health Hovry, a full health rhino, who are refusing to push. What is taking you guys so long to push? They have nothing. They have literally nothing on their team. Nothing. They have no tanks. Go! What are you scared of 116? The 420 health 263? Is he going to kill you? Like, what are we doing? These are the players that piss me off. The 4005, the Caro, every single player in the enemy team is spotted in mid. They're spotted looking and shooting at me. And yet you guys are still here struggling to push. Our Foss just shot a wall. Like, it's crazy to me that these players are struggling to push and do anything. Yes, great shot, 116. This Caro will die, which is nice. This is just the average Caro player, though. Oh, never mind. Our T100 sucks. Good job, dude. But I guess the player still dies. The Tier 9 and 10 on PC of derp guns. That premium does the same standard, both 192 mils a pen. Indeed. And the derp guns suck. I've played them on PC. I made a video on the Type 5 Heavy on PC. Nobody runs the derp guns. Literally nobody. The dirt guns suck. Watch Quickie Baby. Watch Skill 4TU. Watch any content creators review on the Type 5 Heavy. Every single one of them agrees that dirt guns suck. Why? Because on World of Tanks PC, High Explosive is severely nerfed on the level of damage output it deals. High explosive damage output on PC, if you don't pen, is like a tenth of the potential damage. So if you have a gun that does, let's say, 1500 damage, if you pen the high explosive, like the Type 5s, and you deal 1/10 of that, you're going to deal like maybe 100, maybe 200 damage for a 20-plus second reload. Why would you use that gun? So that you can potentially pen a medium tank or some weak spot on a vehicle. Not only that, but you're sacrificing all the accuracy. You have no DPM. Anybody that's using the Type 5 will use the 560 alpha, or what is it, 600 alpha. You will use that gun. It has decent penetration, it has decent accuracy for what it is, and it's actually a legitimately good gun. Bringing a dirt gun, which has 1500 damage potential, is awful. And your ideas are not good for the game, Rose. Like, that's really as simple as it is. Your ideas are not good for the game. You think that they are, but nobody wants those things in the game apart from the people that spam the 183. The 183 is the most played tank in Blitz. By far, it is the most played tank in the game. Is it the most played because it's good? No. It's the most played tank just the same reason the Sheridan missile was the most played tank. Because they have the ability to ruin other people's games. That is it. Driving the 183 does not make the game better. It does not make the experience more enjoyable for the person driving it. All it does is ruin the experience for the other players. Every single time I'm playing Blitz, and I'm up against a 183, I now have to pay attention and make sure that some bozo isn't going to YOLO out of the middle of open, kill himself just to deal 1,000 damage to me, right? That's as simple as it is. Lesta even removed the 183 from the game. World of Tanks PC removed the 183 from the game. Only people that had the vehicle on their accounts could keep it. Any new players cannot get their hands on the vehicle. You can't sit here and tell me that those tanks are good for the game when two different branches, Lesta and Wargaming, both agreed on the PC title and in Lesta Blitz that the tank needs to be removed. We are the only version of World of Tanks that has the 183 still available to be purchased. We are the only version. That's it. Wargaming has even agreed that it's not good for the game. And you're sitting here arguing that we should have more derp gun, more 1200, 1400 alpha guns in tier 10 so that we can have more people's games ruined in one shot. We don't need people YOLOing in a tank that can deal, 1200 damage. It's just not good for the game. It's like the Sheridan missile. It was removed for a reason. FE is fun? I do agree. FE is fun. And it's balanced. I give Wargaming credit. They did a decent job balancing a vehicle, which is rare. Very rare from Wargaming. 60 TP spotted. Wonder if we can hit the Murat. There you go. Nice 374. Let's see. Is that 60 gonna poke? Is that grill gonna poke? There you go. But the 4005 is kind of the same. Yeah, the 4005 is kind of the same, but 4005s don't do 1200 damage in 1 second. That's the difference. A 183 can roll around a corner and take all of your health away in literally one... Okay, that was bogus, bro. A 183 can roll around a corner and just nuke you. A 4005 can't do that. It just can't. There's a big difference between the two. Alright, 60 TP just shot. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. So the 60 can snap me, but I can't. This is the thing I don't like about the Morat. I just wish this gun was more accurate. You sacrifice so much for this, this gun, and sometimes it just misses very easy shots. And then it hits those. Like, what? I can hit that across the map, easy, 2 in a row. But I can't hit a tank, like, 20 feet in front of me? Like, bruh, that's so stupid. I want to hit that Stridsvon, but I want them to move over here. There you go, 409. There you go. When the Murat is actually allowed to do what the Murat does, it's very enjoyable. I mean, this game, I'm already up to a lot of damage, and we're going to move over here. Got the T-22 medium on the flank. We're going to aim it on the lower plate. Oh, yep, there it is. Like, that's the part I don't like about the Murat. I don't know why the gun has to derp so much. That's what needs to be fixed. It needs to have better accuracy. If it hit the shots that you fired, it wouldn't be a problem. But you sacrifice a lot for the gun, and then when the gun decides to derp on you, it really ruins the experience. That's the issue. So, if Wargaming fixes the Murat, what they need to do is they need to give it a little bit better on-movement dispersion. The base accuracy can stay the same. Give it better on-move. I only want the Morat because of the oscillating breach. The oscillating. Alright. We are on the normal Malinovka. I just don't know why we need high alpha tanks in Blitz. You shouldn't... The highest alpha heavies should deal 600 damage. 660 is fine with the 100 because it sacrifices a lot, but I just don't think that in general we should be having heavy tanks which can deal 800, 900 damage. We have 2 mediums. Oh my god, bro. This is what I mean with this tank, though. Like, you can see my complaints. That should not miss. It does. It should not miss. We're going to be flanked from the medium side here. They have an E50M and a Leopard, and I know for a fact they're going to roll around this corner. There it is. It's exactly what I was expecting. Oh, great. And the Rhino's going to tunnel me. Of course he is. Oh, and we have the E50. Wow. Wow. Don't worry, we only have 2 full health tank destroyers sitting right here. God forbid they do anything. We should win. But, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Look at that grill. Look at how hard bro wants to tunnel me. There's 1 shell. Bye-bye. 2 shells. Again, I can hit those shots? Like, what? How do I hit that? But I can't hit the BZ-75 10V in front of me. Like, how does that make sense? Bye-bye. You can see what I mean. I don't love the gun on this tank. It should not miss those shots. It just shouldn't. And it does. And it's really, really, really irritating. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So we get no damage this game because of that. It's just, it's hard to enjoy a vehicle when you miss those shots. It's hard, right? It's hard to enjoy. And that shot missed on the Leo. Yeah. 1,200 damage. Ooh, boy. Whoa. But yeah, that's... I mean, we're doing fine in the Murat. 3,500 average, 70%. It's not like I'm struggling. It's just... Why do you miss shells that are completely open, right? Missing those shots when they're crucial is what causes you to lose games. It doesn't matter too much in a result like that. But when I'm in a situation where those mediums are actually trying to push me and I don't have support, and those shots miss, it halves your DPM. And you're in a spot where you're just screwed. That's really what pisses me off. This tank is very inconsistent. You need consistency to do well in tier 10. So, if Wargaming wants to make this tank better, they need to focus on that. The enemy WC, the TVP, bonk, there we go, 315, bonk, there we go, 415. Of course, it's a TVP, so he's just, yeah, there it is. Eat a freaking dick, bro. I hate TVP players so much. I hate TVP players so much, bro. I knew he was going to do it, too. It's my fault for, you know, expecting anything good. Oh, we got the 114 YOLOing over here. Oh, can't pen the side of a 114, even though it has virtually no armor. Okay, there you go. Nice. Okay. Okay. This 114, just, I guess it's the luckiest player ever. There you go, that's better. Am I going to be YOLO'd? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh boy, guys. Oh boy. Will our team turn around? Oh my god, would you move, bro? Good job. Good job, team. This is a great, skilled team here. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. It's one shell. Two shells. My E50 eats the shot. Wow, that was really fun. That was really fun. Good job, Hovery. You really helped. Good job, Grill. You're freaking AFK. Good job. It would not have been helpful at all to have a Grill shooting the enemy. No, that wouldn't have helped at all. Whoa. Isn't this fun? It's not the Murat's fault at all. The Murat did fine. It's this team. What are you supposed to do when this is your team, bro? Whoa, guys. Isn't Blitz fun? Let's take a look at our post-team result. If that Grill wasn't AFK, we probably would have won that. Because the Grill alone, with 3,500 DPM, would have been able to kill the 263, would have been able to kill the 114. It would have been able to do a lot. But nope. 0 damage Grill, 60%er. Good job, dude. And our 183 does 0 damage. Yeah, amazing. We did top on the team. Thank you for the donation, Manhattan. I'll do a couple more games in this tank, and then we'll move to a different vehicle. Okay. Low-key just temporary ban AFK players if they get 3 AFKs within a day. I agree. I agree. It's not even the Morat at this point. I mean, there's just nothing I would have been able to do. I could have done 3,000 if the E50 didn't eat that shot there, but whatever. Okay, let's head fully wide over here. And then what I like to do is I like to poke this because it gives you this exact opportunity here. And then the 268 shoots. Okay, there it is again. Hits the hatch. You can even see the hole on the hatch, and it still doesn't do any damage. I don't understand that. I really don't. Yep, thank you, 50B. It must be very challenging to not block your teammate. I still got that shell out before that 50B. Good job, dude. What a skilled player. Usually a really good spot to be when you're in a game like this is you can go back here, and then you can chill in this spot. Because you have the ability to hit all these people back here. So, let's move up. Okay, wow. There it is again. Well, at least we hit one of the two. 268. Spamming homophobic slurs while also playing like trash. What a shocker. Good shot, 183. It's very hard to pen a BZ-75. My bad, bro. Okay, WZ missed. Okay, wow. Wow, that was a really good shot, guys. I got him. Wow! Wow. I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. This is why the Murat pisses me off, bro. How do you miss those shots? How? How do you miss those shots? I don't understand. I really don't. I have a hard time enjoying this when that's my experience. Wow, guys, I penned a shot. I penned a freaking shot. Isn't that crazy? Whoa! Piece of shit. That's my answer. Like, what the hell? Great, now we be YOLO'd by the leopard? Yeah, freaking bozo, bruh. Yep, and we get no damage again. Because my gun decides to screw me at every possibility. Whoa. We did 3K, but we could have done 4K. We could have done more. That's just so irritating, bro. Like, why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Why do you miss those shots? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It is so frustrating to miss those shots. My RNG was like this, I go full Kurt Cobain. I just don't understand. Like, this is what I mean by the Murat. Just, let's try V-stabs. I don't think it makes any difference, but let's try V-stabs and see if it actually helps. Just, I don't understand why Wargaming can't make this tank enjoyable. Like, that's the problem. I keep saying it over and over and over. It's the gun. It misses the shots. If it didn't miss the shots, it would be so good. Alright, here we go. What do they have? 2 mediums? What do I have? 2 mediums. Okay, we got a Cough Panzer up against us and a Bad Chat. There's the Bad Chat. There's the 116. There's the 114. I'm not poking that Bad Chat. I saw that player looking over here. Actually, you know what? I will poke that Bad Chat. Oh, now he moved. Great. We're already down a tank. Good job, bro. Must be very challenging to play this game. Ah, there it is. 392. Shoot the Bat Chat. Tracked him. That's obviously pretty important, actually. 6 seconds to go. Come on, 140, got the clear. Thank you. Alright, let's flank. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. So that's their whole team spotted. We're going to go fully wide so that we don't, you know, get caught in some wacky, weird spot. Here we go. I'm going to try and focus the Hori. It's 1 shell into the Hori. 2 shells into the Hori. Hori is one of the most cringe... Oh, 140 is going to drive right into the T-95. And somehow doesn't get punished. Oh, great. They're just killing themselves. What I was going to say, though, is Hori is one of the cringest tier 10s, so clearing that player first is very important. There's 278. And 373. We're doing good so far. Dealing damage, we're bleeding the enemy. Doing everything we should. Ah, there it is. And I still get shot. Wow. Okay. Nah, I don't care. Shoot me all you want. Okay. Okay. Just trying to deal damage, bro. I'm just trying to deal damage. I don't care about anything else. I'm just trying to deal some damage. Great, and there goes all my damage. Yep, there goes all my damage. Yep, there it goes. There goes all... I should have just focused the... BZ. Yep, makes sense. Oh, they have a Hori left. I wonder if I can get 50 more damage. Kill the Murat. Right. I know who that is. It's freaking Michael. I don't like you, Michael. And you're probably watching the stream, so I hope you know I don't like you. mean, we did 3,000 damage. It's nothing crazy, but a win's a win. A win is indeed a win. Okay. We're gonna do 3 more games, and then we'll go play in the Barask, and then we'll call it. Thoughts on the Morat. Well, you've kind of been seeing my thoughts for the last hour and 50 minutes. I don't hate this tank. I hate the gun. I don't know why Wargaming can't make the gun enjoyable. Like, the vehicle itself is fine. I like driving the tank. It's fast. It's got everything you'd want. It has gun depression. It has troll armor that you'll get bounces using gun depression. It's the fact that when you are using this gun, you sacrifice a lot, right? You don't have the highest DPM. You have one of the lower DPM values for a tier 10 medium, which is a big sacrifice. And then not only do you sacrifice in terms of that regard, but you also sacrifice in terms of... yeah, no, it's not happening. As I was going to say, the biggest sacrifice is the alpha, the accuracy. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do here. We have a 30 Proto. We got 2 tank destroyers sitting behind, so we do have some level of, you know, support. Okay. Alright, bro. Wow. Okay. Down 1,000 health. My bad. My bad, bro. Oh, yeah, then he pokes. Yep, then he pokes. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Don't worry, our 30B is being really effective. I hope this 30B just legitimately dies. People like that 30B deserve to... Like, I don't care. I don't. 2 more games. I like how that girl was complaining. I will put people in their place when they complain. It's crazy to me that that girl was complaining that our team's bad when he drove his grill to the front line, when he could have just stayed back there and completely covered. Oh boy. Oh boy. Good job, 30B. You really helped our team out. These players here, this 30B, those are the people that piss me off more than anybody else in this game. You have this 30B player who's on medium flank, does nothing to help the medium flank, shoots the heavies when the heavy flank is not the problem, it's the freaking medium flank being actively pushed. But no, freaking Miguel the moron over here in his 45% win rate, over here, drives his 30B to the medium flank to then not help the medium flank, and then the moment the medium flank starts getting pressure, he runs away and completely screws us over. Even if I had tried to run at that point, I still would have died. I still would have died. Because there's nothing I could have done. There's just nothing I could have done at that point. That is what pisses me off more than anything else, is people like that. These 40%ers who do nothing to support you and then bail the moment things get south. It's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Don't check his stat sheet. I won't. He's cring. Thank you for the donation, Living. Love to be able to work the spot, but of course the T100 is going to sit there. Alright, T100 is going to move up. Do I like the BBC? Yeah, bro, I love BBC. You're so funny with your original jokes. Please give me more of your zingers. Yep. Don't check his stats. Yep, there it is. There's the minnow camping in the back. Nice tracking shell. Let's go for another. Oh, I guess we don't need to. Of course. Yeah, welcome to life, bro. Welcome to reality. This is what I've been experiencing every game. And this minnow, probably going to dump me. I mean, thankfully he's bad at the game, but yeah, welcome to my life. This is my life, right? There's nothing you can do when your team does this. It's simply just you get rushed. Your medium flank falls apart, and you die. There's a 378, and boom, 405. Love to be able to shoot that rhino. 371. Okay. At least we got a pen out. Let's move up a little bit. Can we get the rhino from here? Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Wow, that was crazy. That shot was actually crazy how far it missed by. Don't check his stats. Just throw a random insult. I agree. Michael, you're bad. Oh, look at that. We got a VZ right here. Hello, Mr. VZ. There's 1, 2. This rhino's probably going to tunnel me, and I don't really care. Ron's going to deal with that guy. And I'm just going to sit right here. Hey, you're going to have a lot of fun rolling up on your rear. And bonk. And bonk. Look at that. We got a decent game in the Murat. We had a team that didn't make me want to kill myself. We had a not-so-awful game. Did you say 5-shot in the Waffen? No, you did, of course. You poob. I've already checked Michael's stats like 8 times at this point. Alright, last game in the Murat, and then we'll do some donation requests. I have to do the Barask, and I have to do the Waffenträger. I had to recollect my brain cells there. This gun, yeah. It's weird. Wargaming really made a tank that, like, the gun just sucks on. It's just like living, just... Hope when someone drops $100. Well, if anybody's gonna drop $100, it would be living. By the way, thank you for the donations, living. You can call me daddy if you donate that much. Oh, there's a 183. Ugh, my eyes itchy. That's not even close to where I aimed. That's crazy. This gun is so mid. There's the 1-2-1. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Boom. See, like, again, when this gun works, it's nice, right? When this thing actually, like, does its job, it feels really good. They're just too scared. I have to reload and help out this 30B. I mean, I don't really have to help out the 30B because the BZ-75's over here as well. Trying to shoot this 183 is what I'm trying to do. Track him? Nope. Oh, and he stops. Perfect. There you go. 121 wasn't a threat. The 183 was. Can your next stream donation be $500 for the V4? Are you going to donate $500 for the V4? If you donate $500, I'll make it a V4 right now. Okay. I like how the 121's shooting me. I just want to clarify that. We have a BZ-75 and a 30B, and the 121 decided I was the threat. That's insane when you actually, like, think about that. Okay. I mean, the Waffenträger is still the worst tier 10 in the game, so... This poor WT player just isn't going to be able to do anything. 540. Uh-huh. I'll just sit here. I know that you only have one shell left, so I can just wait. There you go. I gotta reload, so it doesn't really matter when I poke. Yeah. The Waffenträger is just... It's so mid. It's so mid. You ignore that 121, then get mad they didn't ignore you. Indeed. It's not that I ignored the 121, it's the fact that dude was being pushed by a 30B and a BZ-75, and decided to shoot the player who wasn't even looking at him. Like, imagine in World War II, you have two flanks being shot at, and then you decide that the third person who's shooting somebody else is the threat, and you shoot that person, and then you have three people who all want to shoot you now. Like, that's the equivalence. Like, let somebody... Focus the threat. That's always the #1 rule that I give people. Focus the threat. Do not focus some bozo who's not looking at you. Alright. I did my Murat games. Let's see what my average damage in the vehicle is. Yeah, 3,400 still. Let's do one more game. Let's make it an even 30 battles in the vehicle on this account. Yeah, you guys can see, though. The Murat, it's not bad. Like, when you get teams that actually allow you to enjoy the vehicle, it's an enjoyable experience. It does 740 damage, which is almost the same as a low roll from a Jagdpanzer. Like, it's a lot of damage. It's just... The tank really struggles when you are put into stressful situations. This game, for example, we have a Bat Chat, E50M, and STB1 up against us. Do you actually interact with your subscribers on Discord? Sometimes. Sometimes not. Bat Chat is too good. It should have a persona. What does that even mean? Wish the Morat was about a third smaller. It's actually not that big. It's not a lot bigger than the 30B, to be honest. People think it's huge, but it really isn't that big. The problem with the Morat is just that, again, it doesn't deal with pushes. None of these games I've played have really been caught out in the open so far, to be honest. Oh, got the 50 over here. There's a 360. There's another 360. And the 50 is going to YOLO. Yeah, good job, dude. That's the average E50 player there. That's the average E50 player. It's a bozo who thinks they can get away with YOLOing. Good job. Good job, dude. Frickin' ape. I hate E50 players. Because if I didn't have support, I would have actually had to back off the hill, and it would have pushed me away from what I wanted to do. I'm going to sit here and do nothing, because I hate this map, and they have two 183s and a 113G. Thank you for being a member, Reaper. Oh, there's the enemy 183. Bye. And chonk. Again, when you can get this gun to work, it feels really nice, right? This is a situation here where we are able to use the DPM, where we are able to use everything this tank has and actually have a, you know, fairly enjoyable experience. Okay. Now what's shooting me, bruh? 263. Wow. That's pretty tragic. Alright, both 183s are spotted at this point. What are we doing, dude? What are these plays? Rip. C6 just gets to dominate this flank because it's an E6 and it's so overpowered. Is that 183 still alive? Yeah, it is. That 183 is still a big threat. Yep, there it is. Okay. What? Oh my god! There it is! There it is! There's the Murat gun! There it is. Flat side of a Rhino, and it misses. That would have been 3,000 damage for me. This is what I mean, though. Like, how do you miss those shots, you know? Those are the shots that just make you hate the game. Should not miss. And to be fair, I did get a decent amount out. I'm at 3,500 damage. But, like, how does that miss? How do you miss the flat side of a Rhino? Do you play Battlefield 6? No, I do not. If you want to play games with me, you have to play Risk of Rain 2. Satisfactory is a very fun game. I don't know. I have a lot of games, but I have not played Battlefield 6. Either way. We did okay. Honestly, let's just play the Morat until we lose at this point, because we're having a decent streak in it. I want to see how many good games we can get in the Morat. That E50M was a real Ingus McDingus. But that's literally all E50 players. That's the life of an E50 player. They just put on reactive, and they try to YOLO at every waking moment. They don't understand that I'm not going to let that fly. And the nice thing about this tank is that you have two shots, so I can track the E50 twice. And usually, E50 players only have one repair kit, so that's what I'll say. My back shots are accurate. I see. I'm going to chill here and wait. They have a Progetto, they have a Lion, they have a standard B. See, I'm still supporting the medium flank from this position, but I don't actually have to push in. There's the Progetto. Let's move up. I'm going to be careful about this. There's an enemy 183. 320. 389. There you go. That's pretty good. Again, like, when the gun works on this thing, it feels really nice. It really does. I just don't know why it only works, like, 5% of the time. 334. Gonna load gold to guarantee the pen. There you go. That's pretty good stuff. We're already up to 1,300 damage. There's 317. Nope. That one was never gonna pen. See, now I have to start being a little careful, because they have the 113 on the flank. They have a lot of vehicles pushing up, and I don't want to be in a position where these tanks are going to become threats to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to aim it on the IS-7. We're going to get a penning 365. Fully aimed in on the lower plate, doesn't pen. Like, that's the problem with this tank. Those shots should not be missing. They just shouldn't be. Come on, IS-7. It's 113 gonna poke it. There's a 350. Okay. Yeah, right now we're a single shot. That's what we're rocking. We're rocking the single shot experience. Okay, and we move up. 390. Well, we're not going to deal a crazy amount of damage this game, but we did deal a decent amount, at least. 183 is no longer really a player that I care about. There's 366. And 189. 3,600 damage. Hello, how are you doing, Finley? Didn't see my super chat. I did. Thank you for the donation for the Waffenträger. I'm just trying to get through these games first. Actually went on a streak of games where I averaged 3K in the 72, but went 20%. Bruh. I mean, the VK72 isn't the most fun vehicle. It can be, but the problem is, it's the same problem that the 114 has. It just gets caught out in the open and dies. The E100 solves that problem because it actually has armor that works when it's caught out in the open. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's, chill in this bush. I like this spot early game. It's just a nice area to catch enemies that play over-aggressive. Okay. Just gonna wait. Just gonna wait. If the enemy overpoke, I can get some shells out. Yeah, we're going to back up before the STB has the opportunity to hit me. Right now, we're a single shot with a 14-second reload. But that's fine, because all we're trying to do is bleed them out slowly. Just woke up. You wogered up. Alright, let's chill back here. And let's see. There's the T100, 402. Not able to get another shot. That's fine. We reload again. Our heavy flank is cooked, though. I mean, this game is pretty much a loss, I have a feeling. Because they have that E50M in the back, which I can't really do anything about. And our 140 isn't going to be the best player either. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Yeah. Our medium flank is throwing, because the medium flank needs to be focusing on the action... Okay. Oh, we penned a 280 damage shell. What I was trying to say is the medium flank needs to be dealing with this. Our Sheridan, I didn't even know we had, and all these other players should have been pushing this. But instead our dumbass 140 thought that, you know, whatever the hell he was doing was a good play. Like, bruh. There you go. Yeah, what are you gonna do, STB? You're gonna get tracked, and you are going to die. Oh, okay. Or not. Thankfully, the concept still hit him. Good job, Sheridan. You're really helping the team, dude. Look at that skilled player go. Oh, boy. Did he go AFK? Wouldn't surprise me if he did. Yeah, of course he did. Okay, well, great. I mean, let's be real. It's cooked anyway. We got a couple games in before we lost, but there's only so much you can do. Yeah. Oh. Nice. Okay, at least we didn't get penned. I have to reload. 3, 2, 1. Can you just poke me? Thank you. Well, I did 3,400 damage. Nothing else I would have been able to do. Alright, now we can make our way to the Barask, then Waffenträger. Yeah, I mean, YOLO King, 0 damage. Sheridan, 0 damage. Like, bro. 140. 180,000 games, my dude. If that 140 had simply pushed the STB, I would have moved up, I would have helped him, and we would have won the medium flank. But we lost. And it really wasn't that hard of a game to win. It really would not have been that hard. But oh well. Let's go into the Barask. Boom, 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 boom. Do a game in this, and then we'll go over to the... what was I going to say? The Waffenträger. I'm buying an account. It needs to be 100k games and 80% in every tank. I don't think you even average... Well, no, you definitely don't average 80% because I don't average 80%. Nobody averages 80%. 75 is about the highest you'll get, unless you're platooning, but that's a separate argument. Anyone below 55% win rate is bad. I would say that anybody below 55% win rate is not going to be super helpful to me. That's what I'll say. They're not necessarily bad. It's just I can't rely on somebody that's 50% win rate. Like, even 50% is not impressive. That means you're literally making no impact in the battles you're playing. You're just existing. And that means, if you're on my team, you are not impacting any result that actually happens. You're not helping me win. You're not causing me to lose. You're just there. So, I don't hate 50%ers. I wish that I had a player that actually, you know, helped me. Heard an explosion. I don't know what that was. It was like some barrel or something that blew up. My mommy average 80%. Uh-huh. So far, not the most exciting game. I probably shouldn't have shot that. No, we're fine. I was a little worried that the Skoda was just going to stop in the open and kind of snap me, but we're good. At NatPie. Yeah, I don't know about that one. NatPie doesn't even play Blitz. I doubt they're very good, even if they do. I can't hit any of them. I'm not tall enough. It's so tragic. Trying to think of what I want to do here, because they're going to kill the RU. Alright, I'm going to reload, and I'm going to take the M41. Okay. Well, I'm still going to shoot the M41B. I'm not worried about any of these guys, to be honest. I think that I'm mobile enough that they don't really threaten me. And from this spot here, I can still hit them if they try moving up. So, for example, get 1 shell in, 2 shell. Well, didn't get the second one, but that's fine. As I said, the Skoda really just doesn't threaten me. Because look, if the Skoda tries coming up to me, I just do this. And I go over to the Barask. Or not the Barask, the RU. Like, I'm not sure what this player's thought process is, because they're cooking themselves is what they're doing. Like, bye. Skoda might be not. You're not tall enough. Yep, you have the same problem I have. You're not tall enough, dude. This is why this tank's so stupid, though. It just does whatever it wants. It just drives around. It's a little rat. And look, you get the Skoda. Boom. 331. Boom. 270. But, like, notice how this gun isn't bad. Like, the Barask gun is good. The gun on the Murat just trolls. It really does. Alright, and bye-bye. Alright, 2,700 damage. Not bad. Let's do a game in the Waffenträger 5-shot. And Michael said if I ace it, he'll donate 20 bucks, I think it was. I don't remember exactly how much, but we'll see. I don't really love the 5-shot on the Waffenträger. It just doesn't have as much oomph. I feel like at that point, just drive a 4005, because you're really just a worse 4005. But we'll see. Alrighty. Doesn't necessarily mean 70%ers can exist without 30%ers. I mean, 30%ers don't really exist, to be fair. It's more like there are 30%ers, but the amount of them is very, very slim. I mean, obviously you can't be 70% win rate if every game you play you're forced to fight other skilled players, but at the same time, I would sacrifice some of that win rate to have teams that aren't awful. That's really the best way to describe it. I don't mind if I have 50%ers. I just want 50%ers that understand how teamwork is, you know? That's as simple as it is. I have no support on heavy flank. I don't know what to do. This tank is a piece of trash. I'm on a map where I can't do anything in this piece of trash. They have a 183. They have all these dangerous vehicles. And I'm really just not in a good spot right now. I was hoping that 116 would be there, but he's not. Yep, that was a waste of my consumables. Oh well. Wow, what a truly exciting game. I'm just gonna reload my clip and leave. Wow. You just can't do anything in this tank, because where am I supposed to go? I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this vehicle. I am one of the most skilled players in the game, and I don't know where the frick I'm supposed to drive this thing. You just can't drive it anywhere, because there's no spot where you can hide this thing. Everywhere I go, I'm spotted. So the only play that I can realistically make is go all the way wide. Oh, there you go. And then we got some random 4005 over here. Like, okay, dude. There we go. There's 1, 2. Oh, tracked him. Yep, now dude's scared of me. Yep, good job, 4005. Yep, good job. Yeah, you did a great job, dude. Well, now I get to wait 25 seconds to deal no damage. Are you guys ready? Here I go. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. I don't even care about. Alright, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we did 2,400. I guess that's something. God, this Progetto is so bad at the game. I mean, we did 2,400. It's just like you don't do anything more than that is the problem. Oh well. We did get a win, and we did do something, I guess. What's your opinion on teammates that play casual? I don't have a problem with people that play the game casual, but playing the game casual doesn't mean you still have an excuse for being bad at the game. There's a difference between the two, right? You can be a player who doesn't try hard and still not suck. Like, I see people that have 100,000 plus games, and they're like, I'm just a vet. You know, I play this game on my free time on the toilet. I'm like, that's cool, but you have 100,000 games, my dude. How do you put thousands of hours into something and still never learn about the game to a point where you can't learn positioning, you can't learn what capabilities your tank has? There's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. It's like reading a book, spending a month reading a book, finishing it, and then literally, if I asked you a question about what you just read, you couldn't give me an answer. Like, that's what it's like. You're literally throwing away knowledge because you don't care. It's not because you can't learn, it's just because you don't care. Those kind of people, I don't really care for. I don't care what excuse they have. I don't care if you're a dad and you're just playing the game for fun. It does. How does that restrict you from learning what the difference between AP, APCR, and HE is? How does that restrict you from figuring out how to reload your clip when you have 2 shells left out of 5 in the Waffenträger? It doesn't, right? It doesn't. Learning is not something that should be looked down upon. That's what I'll say. Thank you for the donation. Appreciated. We'll probably end the stream there. I don't know. We basically, I think we did every donation, and there's no more. I think living's done, so we'll call it. Hopefully enjoyed today's stream. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. The Murat is not a bad tank. And we did okay, right? We did okay in it. I played 30 games, and we went, or 32 games, 69% with 3,400. That's fine, especially for the NA server. But man, does this gun goof around. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.